Hey gorgeous, Olga is here. Welcome to this Facebook Live. And today we're talking about forgiveness. We're going to do a quick tapping on this. And here's the truth, guys. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I need it the most. I've been going through something that I'm just coming to realize that I need to do some forgiveness work. So if you're in a place where it's time for you to forgive or let go of something that's been bothering you, you're in the right place. So let's have fun with this. So let's talk a little bit about what is the forgiveness and just kind of the concept of it. Sorry, I guess I'm still adjusting this video. There you go. And I've been talking with a number of women on the topic of relationships and how to help them improve their intimate relationships. And it is so amazing how so many of them go back to the previous patterns and repeating the patterns and rehearsing them over and over. And so when you go to the root of it or to a deeper level of what's really happening, a lot of it has to do with a resentment or an ability to let go. And that essentially is the forgiveness topic, right? So one of the reasons why forgiveness is so good for your health and for your emotions and for your well-being and for your finances and for your relationships, because it makes you feel like squeaky clean, right? Another reason why it is so great for you and such a wonderful practice to master is because it's an energy leak. When you are not forgiving towards someone, you're constantly on the back of your mind processing this, and you're thinking about what can you do, how can you fix it, or how you can get back with them. And it's really hard because it drains your emotions and energy, and your creativity also goes there, right? You're trying to create more trouble for the person versus creating a better life for yourself. And here's the truth, guys. I am so guilty of that, especially lately. It's been happening, and I'm just like I said, I'm coming in awareness to this, how much it was impacting me. So here's the story. So I've been living in this apartment for almost a year now, and it's a great place to live, except we have a neighbor downstairs who constantly complains about the noise. Now I have two little kids. I have a 5-year-old and 8-year-old. Well, they move around and they get some time of jump and run around, but they're not like loud kids. You know, they don't play basketball or they don't jump up and down all the time. So they're like really like Lego and Monopoly and kind of puzzles kind of kids. But for whatever reasons, any level of noise would bother him to the point he would call the apartment 2-3 times a week. So what they would do, they would send me nasty letters, threats, and things like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, your lease violation. So it got me to the point where it was really, really upsetting. Now the truth is I'm going to be leaving this apartment in September anyway, so it's not a big deal. And my boyfriend is a real estate attorney, so I talked to him about some legal things like, are they going to evict me? Like, what are they going to do, right? And so the bottom line is I gotten to the point where all I could think about is how to get back to this apartment complex, right? Now I know how to get back to this guy. I'm just going to jump louder. Kidding. But what I was doing, and I noticed like they have this gorgeous pool here. You guys might have seen it in one of the videos. So I would go to the pool. I had a swimming suit on, and I wouldn't even go into the pool. I would sit there and I would scroll on my phone through all the, check this out, through all the bad reviews that people wrote about the apartment. And in my mind, guess what I was doing? You got it. Putting bad review for them. And I didn't even notice what a major energy leak it was until I was like, oh my God, I just have to tap on that and I have to let it go. And yes, it wasn't fair. And yes, it wasn't just because I was just doing the normal living thing. I haven't done anything wrong. But it got to the point where it really, really bothered me. So today I'll be tapping on this, and what I want to encourage you guys is find something in your life that's been bothering you, that's been leaking your energy, that's been draining your creativity. Maybe there's a person in your life that as you think about him or her, it creates some emotional intensity. Or you're constantly going back to this thought, and if you're feeling jealous or worried or hateful or any other way, go back and notice what is there that bothers you. And as you do so, we're gonna go ahead and do some tapping. And finally, it's really good for your money blocks. And the reason why, it's the same thing, right? Like money in business comes from accomplishing tasks, from doing things, from checking things off the list, from moving forward, from consistency. And when you're constantly worried about things or feeling resentful or angry, it's hard to do anything, let alone be consistent, right? So I wanted to invite you guys just to kind of close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. And if you have a boyfriend, or if you have an ex, or if you have another person, or like even in my case, somebody who's not in my personal life, this is just an apartment leasing people, managers, whatever. Or maybe you have a colleague, right? Or it's your children, or it's your parents. Those are really, really powerful people to forgive. Just think about them, drop into your body, start feeling it. And I'll lead you through the tapping process and how it works best. And I'm going to do it with you right now because, just like I said, I need it. It's just so funny. Like every time I make a video, I was like, yeah, I made this for myself. If somebody else benefits from this, great. But it's like sometimes I'm my best spiritual teacher because I'll talk from the heart, right? And one of the things that kind of good and kind of a little scary about me, I'm brutally honest. I'll get out there and I say things that other people are either afraid to talk about, or they just don't kind of see that, right? And so what I want to encourage you guys, and I want to invite you to look within and start noticing these patterns, because tapping is so profound and tapping is so great for clearing this, that sometimes it's just amazing how in a matter of minutes you can release traumas and dramas and repeated pattern worth days and weeks of living, right? And so as you do so, guys, just kind of close your eyes and drop into your body and feel what's coming up. So for me, as I'm thinking about this particular setup and, the complaints, I see the paper and I hear the voicemails that they left, and I see, the people in the office. So I'm going to bring it all up. I'm going to let myself feel it. I can start to feel it in my body. I can start getting a little agitated and just kind of almost unsafe. And so notice what feelings coming up for you. So for me, it is tight, unsafe, restricted. I feel like there's some tightness in my chest and in my throat. And as you get in, you can see that my voice is almost changing. And as you're getting into this, all what I want you to do is close your eyes and imagine that you're holding on to helium balloons in your hand. Now, if you would release and let go of the balloons, what happened with them eventually? Okay, so just kind of watch them fly away, disappear in the distance. And as you do, just tap between your eyes and repeat after me and say, I release and let go of this feeling. The resentment, all the way they were unfair with me, all the way it was unjust, the vigilance, all the way I think about it all the time, all the way it causes me emotional trauma, and all the way it leaks my energy. Yes, what they did was wrong. And yes, I want revenge. I want justice. And yes, it could give me some satisfaction on some level. But the deeper truth, and I know this, when I get still and quiet, when I listen to the voice within, the voice of the Creator, the deeper truth, tell me that it's okay to let it go. It totally doesn't matter for the big picture, for myself. As a matter of fact, starting to realize it's one of those things that I spend a lot of time worrying about, but it really doesn't make any impact, except I worry about. I release and let it go. All the ways I know it bothers me. The pictures, the sounds, people's faces, all the way it impacted me, all the way it reminded me of someone, my fears, my patterns of rejection and abandonment. It's safe to let it go. It's safe to release it. It's safe for me to feel safe in my body, in my environment. This addiction to struggle, all the way that we create problems, all the way we do this. It's safe to let it go. This upper limit problem, all the way we want to break through our limitations. And we struggle with this. We want to learn to feel good and do it consistently and on a regular basis. And all the way it's hard for us because of the prior conditioning. So this problem, this unforgiveness thing, this resentment, the anger, and just my inability to allow myself to feel good, I release and let it go. From every part of my body, all the triggers, every way it bothers me, every way it used to bother me, not anymore. With love, compassion, and understanding. I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive. And I bring all power back into my body. I'm worthy and deserving of receiving love and abundance. Deep breath. Breathe out. Grab your wrist. Go ahead and pulse around. One more deep breath, please. Okay, I'm yawning, so I'm definitely shifting. Things are definitely kind of changing within. I feel a little bit lighter, feel a little bit more relaxed in my lower body. This tension is no longer here. So what I'm going to do, I want you guys to do the same, is I want you to go back and test it. I want you to check it. And the way you check it is you go back to the old triggers. So if it's a picture, a phone call, if it's a conversation, if it's something that happened, thing that they say or did, maybe a document, a paperwork, whatever that is, go back there and think about it. I'm going to do the same. So what I'm bringing up, and I'm really yawning, guys. And if you're yawning, it's a really, really good thing. Hang on a second. Yes, ma'am. I'm doing a video, huh?
Come here. Can I have him?
This is Vicky, by the way. What
Can
you
I have the thingy?
What thinking? I cannot go back. I'm on a live video. Huh?
Fettuccine. She wants
That's
oatmeal, but I've already made fettuccine.
Whatever you guys want to do. I cannot talk right now.
Come on, Vicky. She's
Guys,
working.
go. I'm working. Sorry, guys. So, and so what you do is just kind of check those triggers, see if they're there, see if they're real. And if they are, tap on this again until it's gone. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and check. Vicky, you check too. And it's not nearly as strong as it was before. And so when you get to the point where it's low enough, where it doesn't bother you anymore, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and flip it. So there's this technique that we use in EFT that has to do with flipping your memory. And it's essentially just changing your memory to where it doesn't feel the same. And so what you want to do is you want to go and think about this and you want to change it to something that you want to feel. Vicky, this is a really good skill to learn. So for example, if you are looking at a memory and it actually has, like, I'm going to do it with the paper, like, because they send me those letters that says, oh, you are violating the lease. So I'm going to change it to something that feels good and says something different. Now, remember, guys, that imagination is much more powerful than knowledge. And a lot of people have resistance to this technique. But honestly, guys, you are just rewriting your blueprint, right? It's just how you feel about yourself. A lot of it is in your head. So let's do this. So go back, find a thing that you want to change, and do this with me. By the way, if you feel resistance to doing it, tap on it. So what I'm seeing in my mind on that paper, and I know it's like totally bizarre, but hey, it's my mind. I can do whatever I want. Is it saying, Olga, you've been such a great tenant. We are so lucky to have you here. You are a blessing to our community, and we are very happy that you're here. Now, another thing that you can burn it, or you can make it disappear, or you can do just whatever you want with this. The bottom line is you want it to make it feel good. Play with this, have fun, guys, love yourself. If you have any questions, just drop it below. Also, on Thursdays, like starting this week or next week, we're going to be doing something that's called, Vicky, don't symbol. Date Night with Olga. So this is the time I can answer your questions. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop it here, and I'll drop the link to the Facebook group below. You can come and ask the questions there. We probably start it next week because this week Vicky actually has a hospital visit, so we'll do Date Night with Olga either Wednesday or Friday. But other than that, Thursday is when I'm shooting it for. So looking forward to seeing you there, guys. Righty, talk to you soon. Bye.